What's up, you guys? Gonzo coming at you again. I'm in the Hotel Springfield. Won't be here much longer. But, let's talk about this. I promised one of my subscribers, one of my viewers, that I talk about Tanker in this video. And promise made is a promise kept for me. So, here we go. Let's talk about Tanker. Watch this. So let's talk about tanker life. It's not that bad, really. I mean, it's not as hustle and bustle as reefer, okay? There's not as many miles. There's less pressure, and it's a lot more laid back as far as driving goes. I like to compare it to if reefer and flatbed had a baby. You get the laid backness of flatbed as far as appointment times being a little more flexible. Most of the stuff you're doing is during the day. Some of that good stuff from the tanker side. I mean, from the reefer, from the flatbed side. But you don't have that hard work. Not that it's not hard, but you don't have the physical labor aspect like you do in flatbed. You don't have to bust out 20 chains. You don't have to tarp, all that good stuff. And I've done the tarping, and it's challenging to say the least, especially somebody like me who has a bad back. But it's not something that's impossible. And a lot of people you might not expect could do it are doing it. I just couldn't. But I like those aspects of flatbed. The daytime deliveries and pickups. Actually, it's quite more visible when you're backing. You can see more of the world around you, and there's a little bit of that in tanker too. I like that. And it's got it's not as involved as flatbed, but it's not as disconnected as reefer. It's not like, oh, okay, I'm done. I have to climb in the box and put up load locks. It's not that disconnected. There's a little bit of labor involved. You have to, take out hoses, and hoses are 20 feet long, and they're not heavy particularly, but they're cumbersome, and you have to connect it, and sometimes those connectors don't work, and you have to really put your whole body into closing the clips and all that good stuff. But it's not as bad. Of course, the heater would kick on right now, but it's not particularly bad. It's something I could do, and I have a bad leg and a bad back. I've had my femur surgically repaired. I've had 3 back surgeries, and it's not rough. I can handle it. So I like the work. I like the schedule. Disadvantages. Surge. You learn to live with it, you learn when to expect it. And there's times where I was driving and I would literally tell myself, or not shout it, but I would say it into the air, oh, this one's gonna be bad. And sure enough, bam, and you learn to control it, but you learn to make it manageable. But ultimately, it's still gonna be there in some way or another. But you live with it because it's part of your job. Other things that aren't necessarily my favorite is, shippers and receivers. It's a different feel as when you're reefer. So you're going to I'm an edible tanker, and I pull into a Mars Pet Care or IAMS plant, where they're making pet food, and If they don't have room for the 46,000 or 47,000 pounds of product I have on my trailer, they'll tell me, "Oh, you stand by right there. We'll let you know when we're ready for you." This has taken 2.5 days. Yeah, that one. That one was interesting because I got to the location in Nebraska about 1:30 p.m. Next morning, I disconnected from the trailer with permission, of course, from dispatch and from the the receiver, sorry. And I went to the Loves and got some food because I was out of food. And got some food for the truck and came back, reconnected the trailer, and waited. Well, the morning after that, around 10 a.m., they're like, "Okay, we're ready for you." And I asked, "Well, what's the holdup?" "Oh, we didn't have room for you. We had just had the tank filled and we didn't have the room for your product." So that was 2 days, 2.5 days of just chilling with nothing to do. Now, yeah, you could say, "Well, you're going to get a layover for that." And it's true, I would. I did, actually. And it wasn't bad, $750 for layover. It's not bad. It's just, in those 2 days, I could have delivered another load and made $1,500. It's all a matter of perspective. I'm not complaining about it because it's not that I don't like that. I can deal with it because most of the time, if it's the customer's issue, then it's justified and I'll get paid extra for it. Right? So what is it? What is it? Why am I apprehensive about it? Let me explain it. This is in reference to inedible Tanker pet food division. Okay? Non-kosher, non-food grade. I've heard things are different for food grade, but there's a lot more hoops to jump through. Shippers and receivers are very different. There's a lot more policies in place for food grade stuff. And while it's something that I'm sure would be more feasible than inedible Tanker, for me at this moment, it's not the best option. So I made the decision to leave Tanker division. That's why I'm here, at the hotel. I turned in my truck a few days ago, and I am looking at a truck now, which you guys will see momentarily. Why did I leave Tanker? Well, there's several reasons. And I don't want to point fingers, and I don't want to name names. Ultimately, it all boils down to one thing, and that's inconsistency. Not in a bad way. We all know how trucking is. You can have an amazing week followed by the crappiest week of your life. You can bring home $4,000 or $5,000 one week and the next week be in the hole for $1,000. We all know that. But I want to say 5 weeks I was out. I don't have my settlements in front of me. Forgive me. Let's say I was out for 5 weeks. 2 of those weeks, I revenued over $6,000. Every other week, I was under $4,000 in revenue. That's money to the truck, not to the bank account, not to the business account. Those weeks that I did, over $6,000 in revenue, I would bring home about $3,000 to $3,500. $3,000 to $3,500. $3,000 or $3,500. Sorry, I can't talk today. It's weird. So that inconsistency is, to me, not something I want to deal with. And I'll tell you why. Reefer. Did I bring home $3,500 every week? No. Some weeks I did, some weeks I didn't. But the frustration of knowing that when I was reefer before, if I revenued $3,800 revenue, I would bring home between $1 to $1,500, maybe $1,800, depending on how pricing for fuel worked. That, knowing that, and having been in a situation where I revenued $3,800 and I brought home about $500, that was frustrating. Again, I'm not putting it on Prime. I'm not putting it on the fleet manager. I'm not putting it on Tanker Division. You know, it's nobody's issue but my own. I was paying things off that I had to pay off because of, you know, when I left Prime a couple months ago. So, again, it's not an issue only with Tanker. There's inconsistency there. But the best move for me and my family at this point right now, I believe, is going reefer. Will I dislike some aspects? Of course, but I mean, I dislike some aspects of Tanker. I dislike some aspects of flatbed. So there's kind of a give and take. There's a waxing and waning of this situation. There's a wax on and a wax off here. Yes, there are downsides to reefer, but they are outweighed by the benefits of reefer, at least to me in my situation. I can't speak to you in your situation. You know, you might be in a place where you think Tanker is the greatest thing of all time, and that's awesome because it's working for you. It just wasn't working for me. So I have to do what I have to do in order to provide for my family and provide for, you know, those under my care. And that's what I did. Turned in the truck. Been chilling here for a few days and waiting on a truck. And it's funny because I was so dead set. I'm not leaving here. I'm not leaving Springfield unless it's in a 2023 Freightliner. And then I get the call yesterday, and I'm like, hey, you want to take a look at one of these trucks? And I'm like, yeah, sure. There was 2, count them, not 1, not 3, 2 2023 Freightliners on there. But they were lightweights. You guys don't know what a lightweight is. Lightweight is, here's the driver's seat, here's the front of the driver's seat, like this way. Here's the back of the driver's seat. Here's the bed. Nothing about Gonzo says lightweight. So no, thank you. I don't want a lightweight. I don't want an international. There was 3 2023 internationals on there. I don't want one. It's personal preference. I don't think, I won't go into it. I don't want an international. And so I spent the day, you know, twiddling my thumbs and hanging out with some buddies, you know, some friends who are here, and really just waiting for this morning when I knew I would get the call again. Excuse me. I just ate and I'm starting to get a food coma. But I get the call. They're like, hey, take a look on the list. Now, little did she know when she called me, the girl from Success Leasing, that I had already been looking at the list for several minutes. And I saw no 2023 Freightliners on there, except for 1 or 2 lightweight trucks. And I saw a couple of 2019s and 2020s and like 121, you know, 1 2021 Freightliner. And of course, a bunch of internationals. I was just about to say, you know what, no, I'll wait for tomorrow. But then I saw a truck. 2022 Freightliner. Now, most of the other trucks on there had over 300,000 miles on them. I'm not saying they're bad trucks at all, but it's not what I want at the time, you know, right now. So I'm like, you know what? There's this 22 Freightliner. Let me go take a look at it. She's like, so you want to put your name on truck number so-and-so? I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay, we'll get you on it. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, I told them I would go look at it, but I was also dead set on not taking the truck. I'm like, nah. Here's my reasoning. If I didn't offer to go look at the truck, I would be laying in bed most of the day, playing on the iPad, fiddling on my phone, just killing time until I get a phone call tomorrow to go look at the list. And there might be a 2023 tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, at least I'm not going to take the truck, obviously, because it's not a 2023, dang it. I'm just going to go take a look at it and tell them I'm not interested. And, you know, it'll give me something to do for the day. Give me an excuse to leave all this, at least for a while. So I went to the yard and met up with some buddies and had breakfast, or actually it was lunch. I hadn't eaten yet. And it was around 11 a.m. And after chilling with these guys for over an hour and a half, I mean, it was already like 1 p.m. I'm like, well, I suppose I should go take a look at that truck. Y'all want to come? And I'm like, yeah, sure. My buddy Dakota, shout out. What's up, Dakota? He's like, yeah, man, I'll take you over there. And then my buddy Bernie, he's like, yeah, man, I'll come along. I'm like, cool, let's go, man. Let's go take a leak, and then we'll head out there. Climbed in the truck, and I was very, very surprised at what I seen. Well, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. This truck has a bunch of add-ons. I'm like, okay. So that's where I'm going to leave the story right now, because in order to really understand the story, to really understand the emotions and psychological roller coastering that went into making this decision to get this truck right here, this Freightliner. Yeah, Freightliner. You have to see what I'm looking at. Check this out. So as I was saying, it's the next morning. You know, I get out and I look at the truck that they told me to look at, and a few things stand out. First of all, this thing is beautiful. It has a visor, it has chrome mirrors, black grille, and a color match bumper. So I'm thinking right away, this thing was custom ordered. Tires look good, wheels look good. It only has 43,000 miles on it. Then I opened the door and I saw it. Digital dash. And I'm like, okay, this thing was definitely custom ordered. Put in my code. And yep, so 42,900 miles, digital dash. I'm not crazy about the Qualcomm where it is, but there's other things. Level 3 seats, all leather. Yeah, both sides. And then there's this, the driver loft. And then there's these super thick curtains for the polar package insulation. And then there's other things too that I haven't showed you guys, because realistically, I could just tell you, this thing has air ride front suspension. This thing has disc brakes all around. So and it has carpet in the sleeper. I did the math. Whoever custom ordered this truck spent over $9,000 in upgrades. Yeah. So even though I came out here just to have something to do for the day yesterday, and I was gonna say no to this truck, I'm like, if I don't take this truck, I'm an idiot. So I took the truck. Currently doing the inspection on it. One of the cool things about this truck is that the Murphy bed automatically means that you have the side boxes on both sides of the truck, driver's side and passenger side. So, you know, we got that going. It has both boxes. Now, I'm actually here at the detail shop right over there. I'm gonna get the side box put in because I need one for storage. Because even though the cabinet on this side, the passenger side, is pretty open and spacious, the one on the right side, I mean on the left side, my left, probably your right, I don't know. It is pretty crammed, packed with stuff. It's got the HVAC stuff and the bunk heater and stuff. So higher pressure data. Shush, Lola. So you can put stuff in it, but it won't be much. I also don't know how my mattress is going to work with that Murphy bed. And there's a couple of other things I have to get looked at. But this is the new truck. It's black. It's a big black truck. Sorry, children. If you know, you know. But I was talking to my mom. And I asked her, I'm like, what do you think? You know, and she's like, it's beautiful. I think it's something only God can bless you with. And I'm like, I agree. And I asked her because she's the one that helped me name Esperanza. And Esperanza 1.0's name carried over to Esperanza 2.0. So I asked her, what should I call this one? And she's like, it's the BLACKBERRY. Head explosion. It was perfect. If you've been following the channel, you know that my 2020 Ford Escape, which is blue, is the Blueberry. And that's a shout out to the show Psych with James Roday Rodriguez and Dule Hill. Amazing show, funny as heck. Watch it if you haven't. Psych, as in psychic. And their car was a Chevy Echo that was blue, and they always made fun of it how tiny it was, and the fact that it's tiny and blue made it the Blueberry. So that's what I called my Ford Escape, because it's not that tiny, but it is blue. So it's the Blueberry. And now I have a big black truck. Sorry, children. And it's the BLACKBERRY, officially. So that's the truck tour for now. I don't have any of my stuff in it. I don't know how my stuff is going to adapt to the driver loft option, because I don't know if my mattress will fit in that tray when it's folded up. But we're going to figure it out, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like after I have all my stuff in it. In the meantime, tomorrow I'll get over here to get the side box put on. But for now, I'm just going to finish out my inspection and turn it into Bay 47, and I will get that lease signed soon. Most likely on Monday. We will see. I'm also getting the floor mats that they sell here at the company store, which are awesome. And I don't have to get carpet. I was planning on getting a rug for the sleeper, but I don't have to do that because this sleeper has carpet, well, you can't sell because the mattress is there. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. But I'll shoot a little bit more to put up a couple of YouTube shorts for it. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. I love you guys. Thank you for all your support. And hey, I just met one of my subscribers a couple days ago. Bernie, brother, you're awesome, man. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll check you guys out later. Remember, raise hell, do it for Dale. Bye.